Hey guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about something a little different. We're going to talk about mature skin and getting that youthful looking foundation without looking aged and crackly, and just adding more weight and just adding more to your skin. Everybody has a youthfulness to their skin. You just have to know how to bring it out. I love this little guy here. This is the June & Co. Thanks to Teresa's Dead, I called this the teddy bear sponge. I've been liking this Ofra makeup fixer. This here, I don't remember how much this was, but it's 8 fluid ounces. And it says light refreshing mist, keeps makeup on and in place all day long. I used it for this. I douse because it cuts the makeup. If you leave any makeup on here, it cuts right through it, gives you a nice clean, very everyday clean out. I use that, and I also use this little guy here, is the Tarte Ready Set Radiance, their spray, and I always like to give a nice little coat of that. And this is just really a nice moisture mist, a lot of like kind of skin helping stuff in it. Tarte's really good about that. I'm dying to try their new foundation. Let me know what you guys think about that. I've kind of been up in the air with it. I did absolutely douse my skin. You can see I have skincare on. Now I like to use a thicker moisturizer, one that like you really have to, like a cream, a heavy cream. When I do foundation, and I go a little heavy right through here, right here, and then just kind of, you can see where I've got that. Oil's a little too heavy most of the time for me. I've been liking this Laura Mercier Flawless Luminaire Radiance Perfecting Foundation. Can you say that in one breath? And this is in the color 1C0 Cameo. I just take a couple little squirts of that and I put it on my palette here. I like to spray it there and then put it onto my face. I've been loving, I go back and forth so much between foundation brushes. I really do. And I know you guys, I probably drive you nuts with this because I'm talking about, oh, this one's great, this one's great. What is the difference between these two? I don't see a difference. Do you? I don't think there is. I know they're both clean now because I bought, that's a 110. Oh, they're both the same. How about that? This is the It Cosmetics has got great sorry, foundation brushes. This is the 110. This is, what do they call it? Airbrush buffing foundation brush. Okay. Anyway, I like to go ahead and, now I did go heavy on my skincare, so I'm not gonna do a primer. Normally I would do kind of a more of a pore perfecting primer, but I did go heavy on the skincare, so we're gonna kind of rely on that. Plus it's hot out today, and I don't like to cake a bunch of stuff on my skin when it's real hot out because I sweat like there's no tomorrow. Anyway, go ahead and start working that in. Now, if you notice, I'm not going super cakey heavy. If you watch some of these people on YouTube, they will pick up their beauty blender and like it is, you can't even see the blender anymore. It is solid and just plat that stuff on. No. If you have mature skin, you don't want to do that. And that was the biggest mistake I had for many years, trying to cover my face and being ashamed of the skin that I'm in. And you can't be that way. You have to kind of just be happy with what you got. Okay, I like to go ahead and put a light, see, that is just a light kind of coverage right there. But I will build this up in a second because I go back in with the brush and just kind of build that up. Now, the reason why I do this is because it, other than, you know, putting it on real heavy right away, you can build it up, and I just feel like it really helps it to blend in so much better when you slowly kind of build on that. Plus, you don't wind up with more than you really need because you don't want to go super heavy on it. But I am going to bring in the beauty blender here in a second and show you. Now, this is more of like everyday, you know, you could probably even get away with doing this for like a date or something. You know, just because we're older, we're not dead. Even though I am married. All right. Now, I'd like to build that up. That's about a low medium coverage right there. Now, this foundation is not a super heavy coverage. I don't even think it doesn't say on the bottle, and I don't have the box in front of me. I do believe this was a medium coverage, is what they call it. But now, what I like to do is get the hair off my face. I had a hair sitting on my face. Go ahead and give this a nice spritz, and I will also sometimes go ahead and put an extra. You can't get enough moisture on your face. When you have mature skin, you can't. Now, see, I picked that up on the little corner. Now, what I did with the brush is I built up just a light coverage. You can stop there, but I like to go ahead and get a little more coverage out of it, and I just find that instead of doing this right off the bat, kind of building it up slow like that, it really just helps my skin, because my skin is not good about accepting products like that. My skin it's normal but dehydrated. Now, I've noticed with my skin being dehydrated the way it is, it doesn't accept products as well as most. But if I build them up slowly the way I am, I can slowly push that in with using some moisture to it. This is going to be your best friend. If you don't want your foundation looking real cakey and real just dry and messy, this is the best thing you can do right here, is just keep bringing your foundation and moisture, foundation and moisture. I like this Tarte one because it doesn't just disappear. And there we go. I got that to a nice medium coverage. Now, if you want more of a fuller coverage, you can go with something a little more full coverage than this. I did not want to go heavy today. I'm just wanting to go kind of light. The hardest spot for me with my foundation is right in here. And I find that I have to build that and press that in 100 times, it feels like there. I always go back with one little squirt. I'll kind of tap that off. And I will press that just in that area right there on my cheek, because it always, never fails, ends up falling off. Not falling off, but you know, it ends up wearing for some reason right off. There we go. Now, of course, you could just slap your foundation on and be done with it, but I mean, if you want something that's it's gonna last, it's gonna look pretty, and it's not gonna, you want to wear your foundation, you don't want it to wear you. You're really gonna kind of work with the skin you have and kind of build that up. Everybody's skin's different, so this might work for me, it might not work for you, but this is what really works for me, being my skin is very dehydrated. Now see, that leaves such a pretty glow to it, but I like more of a matte foundation. That's me. But I love this glowy look. So, in order to keep the glow, we're going to go back in. I really want to try this with this Laura Mercier, the glow powder that she did, but I'm kind of worried to try that today, because I am showing you something kind of new that I do personally, but I use the Lancome powder. The Laura Mercier tends to, see, it has a little more of color to it, I think. I don't think this will work. See, it's got so much color to it compared to the, see, this has more of a cooler tone to it, where this has more of a tan. This works so much better for me. But it is both kind of the same types of powder, where it has that little bit of glow to it. Now, I just lightly missed that, barely, just to kind of make sure that any foundation that's on there is kind of set in. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up some powder. I'm going to tap it out on my hand, and I'm going to begin pressing that in. Now, see, I've got it pressed in there where you're not depositing a whole lot. And I put it in the lid. You don't want to ever go into your actual container. I put it into the lid and just kind of press from there. Pick up about that much. That's what it's going to look like. And just come in. And I'm pressing that into the skin. You don't want to rub. You just want to press. Now, I stay away from up in here. I stay away from right in here too much, you know, in areas that can be really bad. I'll go across here and I'll come back into those areas just to make sure they're kind of set down, because I do like my foundation set. Same thing. I mean, just, you know, having your complexion the way you want it to look, it's a job. And with me, especially because my skin can go cakey in the blink of an eye. I really hope this is transferring over on camera, because see, it's you're not really seeing the glow. So there's still so much glow to this. You don't want to ever swipe, because we just spent all that time building that foundation up to that level that we wanted. And that is the foundation part of this. There you go. You can still see the glow. It's so hard. These lights are just so harsh. That's why I still have lighter lights in here. This one is actually a grow light. That's actual, it mimics natural sunlight. And the reason why I do that is just so you can get the tones, the more warmer tones of natural light, and these are the more harsher tones of blue light. Now see, I don't know if you can see, yeah you can. I'm pressing that powder in and it's really smoothing out that texture, because I do have some texture to my skin. You're not going to live 49 years on this earth and not have some texture. It's just not like that. Now, I always, I will take, just like this brush here, I'm just going to take this, and I always go and make sure to get, you don't want that back in your powder. Nobody ever told me this. I found out the hard way. If you don't clean that powder that's gotten damp in there off, you're going to ruin your powder. That, and if the lid is still damp, leave your lid off for a few minutes. Put your powder off to the side with the lid and let it dry. I say put it off to the side because I'm going to go up under my eye here. I'm just picking up a little bit of powder that's sitting right here. It kind of wound up on my palette here where I knocked that off. I'm just coming up under the eye. Any place that you feel like is looking a little heavy with the powder, come back over. I like to use a nice little fluffy brush like this. This is a Morphe E30, and I like to just kind of clean that up in areas that I feel like that powder got a little heavy. And that. Now, where you patted your powder, you can always wipe that off. You'll pick up a little bit of residue. And I like to use that because it's not real heavy. Just make sure I got under that eye real well. There, and that is that. I wind up covered in powder and foundation and everything else when I do my makeup. I'm just running a couple errands today, so I'm not going super heavy with my makeup, but I did want to really show you guys how I do this, because many people have asked me how I do my foundation where it doesn't look like my foundation's wearing me, and that's what I do. Now what I'm doing is just taking a nice fluffy, this is an E41 Morphe brush, and I'm going over this with no powder or anything, and I'm just pressing this ever so lightly in, just to make sure. And I like to push it this way, because see how And you can really press that. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab, I've been really loving this product. If I can find it. Oh no, here it is. I've been loving this little guy right here. Do I have another sponge to do this? Let me grab a sponge. Do I have another sponge in here? No, I don't. That's all right. I'm going to just wipe this off. Just take this and wipe it ever so lightly onto my makeup wipe just to get that foundation off of it, because we don't want to get that on there. There we go. Just make sure it's not sopping. Now this is who makes this? This is Bite Beauty. These are the these little multi-sticks that they make, and this is in the color Almond. This is so stinking pretty. Now I like to take this and I just take a little bit, see, right there in the corner, and I start back here and just lightly I probably should have done this before I powder. I didn't even think of that, but that's all right. Because this is not like super wet. And you see how I'm just bringing that lightly in to bring a little color. And really just wipe it just lightly on there. And I like to smile so I can get it right on the apple of the cheek and bring it on back. Now, instead of really, I'm not a blush person at all. And you guys, if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that. I've been liking this just to add a little bit of color back. And also it really, I normally do this before. No, I'm wrong. I have been doing this after my powder. This is a new thing I've been doing. I've had this thing forever. I've seen somebody use these little multi-stick things, and really I wanted to try them, and I was kind of like chicken, I guess, to say the least, and never tried it. It takes a while to get used to these because I have this just on the corner, so I'm really just, you know, kind of really laying the product and then using the rest of this to blend it. I came up a little closer than I would want. There we go. I just put a tiny bit of foundation right there. If you come up too far, I don't like to come up into my smile line with that color. So what I did is just took the little excess that's on my palette and kind of brought it up there. There we go. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of powder right over that. I really want to try this. I'm really wanting to try that powder, that Laura Mercier, to do this, but I've just really been kind of gun shy with it because it's got so much color to it. I think I'll try it one day when I don't have anything to do and I can really, I'm just taking that very lightly with a little bit of powder and pressing that back over. There we go. See how that left? That left some pretty color. Now it takes a while to build that up this way. The reason why I take so long to build it up is because I like to go a little darker and then I like to come over with a little bit of powder. There we go. But once again, that's the Bite, the multi-stick. They're really cute. I really like it because you can add a little color. I like adding that kind of burgundy, kind of taupey color. It's so hard to show you guys in this light because it just blends that out. I think you can see it though. I'm going to grab my little, this is the Smashbox, the Cali Contour Kit. Which color? I'm going to use the contour color in this. This is this one here, this top dark one. And I'm going to grab my number 12 Wayne Goss brush. I gave in and got a Wayne Goss face brush. Yes, I did. I had to. I love, love, love this. I'm just lightly going to pick that up and tap it off and bring that in, that contour of the cheek. And that's really going to help make, see that color we put down already? It really adds to it and makes it pop. See how it just really brings that out? And this brush really deposits the product so nicely. If you guys watch Wayne Goss's channel, you would possibly see the other day, Wayne Goss posted a video talking about Mel Thompson. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know I talk about her a lot. I absolutely adore her. She's one of those people that when I see her post a video, I run. I don't skip, I don't hop, I run, I jog right on over to her channel. And she loves Wayne Goss products. And I'm going to go into this lighter color here and just kind of bring that right on over that darker one just to kind of help it blend in a little. There we go. And you see how that all that we laid down, the sheerness is really, not sheer, the glowiness is really coming through. As your skin warms up, that glowiness that we laid down is really going to come through. And it's just so stinking pretty. But Wayne Goss did a whole video on her, and I thought it was just so cute. And then I went over to Mel's channel and I saw on her her February favorites, if you watched to the end, she came on and she was talking about it and she was just bawling tears. You know, when somebody that you respect and you look up to acknowledges you, it's just amazing. You know, I couldn't even imagine. I think I would absolutely fall over. Now I'm gonna grab this. This is the Huda, that lavender powder. I've been loving this. If you have lighter skin like I do, this is it here. This is the one in lavender. If you have lighter skin like I do, this is a really, really great powder. Now I'm gonna pick that up just a little bit right on the end of my, right on there. I kind of pat that off and I'm going to use that. I like to use this to really cut in my contour. To really cut in my contour. I don't leave it like to bake, but I like to cut it in. See how pretty that just, it does on my skin, because I have such fair skin. I like to draw a just ever so light line and then just pull it down and then kind of press it in. Now, this really brightens like crazy. If you have fair skin and you want something that's really gonna help you, that you can add some color to your face and not look like you've just totally like changed 5 colors, like right now, if I don't do this, I look very dark. Now I stay away from under the eye and I'm just lightly doing that here. I'm pressing that here. You don't want to go super heavy on powders, because when you have mature skin, you know, or even dry skin or just problematic skin, you want to be careful. You really want to treat your skin very well. So, you know, the first thing with your skin looking nice is skincare. It really, really, really is. You know, my makeup game completely changed the better I took care of my skin over the years, the better my makeup looked. And that's why I start out with that very heavy amount of moisturizer on my skin. Now I don't want to leave this on too long. I'm just going to grab this. Let me grab this one here actually. This is the R2. I think this was out of the first Jaclyn Hill set. And I'm just going to use that just to dust it off. See how now that's really brought the lighter tones in here. It's really helped to crispen that up. I'm not a blush person, so you see why I do that. To really add some tones to my skin without having to like go super crazy. Now let me grab this. Ugh, I hate foundation on my lips. That's something I absolutely can't stand. Now let me grab just a little bit of highlighter. I've been really enjoying this one here. This is a very light, kind of silvery. See, silver, it gives a pretty silvery glow. This is Boost from Flesh. Flesh Cosmetics has really pretty ones, and I'm grabbing this on a 461 duo. This is a duo fiber little brush, and I do that because I don't want to go super crazy. I just want to accent that glow that I've already brought on, and I can really go in and place this right where I want it. When you have texture on your skin, you want to be careful, and that's why I like this duo fiber, because I can go in and really just kind of work that in between. See how I have lines here? So I can work that and come under it and stay away from those lines. That way you're not going to have a super textured look. And I don't get super crazy on the highlighter either. I just want a nice pretty glow. Now I'll bring that up, and just in here, I wear glasses, so I tend to go a little glowy on the eyes. And one of the things I've been liking to do is take this and just kind of work it right in the corner. Focus, thank you, there we go. See how that just gives a pretty little glow. And that is how I do the glowy skin. Yeah, you can wear this anywhere. I would suggest using a setting spray over this. I like the Morphe. I don't know if this honestly does anything other than really make my skin feel just so much better. But it does help. Anything that's looking powdery will really settle down with this. And that's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish my eyes, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Is that better? I just went ahead and put a little mascara on, a little bit of liner, and that is about it. I kind of drug the liner up into the crease a little bit, and that's it. Just a simple kind of a simple, normal, everyday look for me. Has purple in it. But that is the glowy skin, the glowy look on mature skin. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys have any questions, or you guys want to see anything else, please let me know below. Thanks. Bye.